I think that we're actually going to be boring for the next couple of months. It's just been true for a long time. For thousands of years, actually. Stock market, cryptocurrency, the new moon typically is the most bullish time. What you can see is the dark blues, local top, local top, local top, local top. Target 2 is definitely still on the table. I am very bullish in the medium term. In the short term, these targets could get hit. And here's the deal, too. Like if target 3 gets hit, for instance, I think that it would look very much like this. Like the candle would be like one of these numbers. We would come down to 48, and then in the same candle, it would probably be bought back up to even like 58 or 55 or something like that in the same day. That's probably what would happen. It would be bought up in the matter of hours. If this target gets hit, I think it'd be bought up in a matter of hours. But yes, target 2 is still on the table for sure. I think that we're actually going to be boring for the next couple of months. It's just been true for a long time. For thousands of years, actually. Stock market and cryptocurrency, the new moon typically is the most bullish time, which you can see is the dark blues, local top, 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 and then the full moons are typically the most bearish time frame, local bottom, local bottom, local bottom, local bottom, local bottom. It's not always on the day, but it's sort of a window of energy to be mindful of. And be mindful of messing up your Fibonacci. But anyways, the point of what I'm saying is we just had our full moon right here. You can see it, like it's a clear like trend, if you will. New moons are typically local highs, and then you kind of like gruel sideways or down into the full moon. Then it's sort of a shift of energy. Anyways, like plus or minus 3 to 5 days is typically when you start entering into the next cycle, basically. This is like a monthly cycle. 28-day cycle. 56K target 2 of what I want to see is during the next bull, if you will, or the most bullish time of the month, are we going to take this out right here? If we make a new high, I would say less likely to happen. If we don't, like if we like do one of these numbers and then sort of march up like so, and then just come back like this, say this is the new moon right here. It's not, but like say this is where we go on for the new moon, that would be indicative that we're going to make another low again. So I think in the next couple of weeks, we're going to get our answer. A short-term pain that we have is opportunity. It could come in many shapes, sizes, and forms. Look out for war narratives. Look out for BlackRock went to zero, or Wells Fargo, or their cutting interest rate narrative that shows up for a bad thing to happen. Just look for those bloody, boring events to happen. So let's look at Bitcoin realistically from where it's at right now to potential targets. Right from right now where we're at conservatively, Bitcoin has another 53% in it. Right? And then the bull case is about another 2.2x. Okay. I don't know about you, but I'm not in the most risky asset class in the world for a 2.2x, right? But I was heavily in Bitcoin. I was heavily in Bitcoin throughout all of the bear market. And I've rotated some of my Bitcoin at 48K. I called that out at 20K. I rotated some of my Bitcoin at 48K, 42 specifically, 15%, and 48K was another 15% of my Bitcoin. I rotated that into some of the altcoins so if we just look at percentages, and I'll just like take a pretty, like you don't even have to look at like low market caps, but let's look at AVAX. AVAX is a pretty big coin, right? So the percentage for AVAX from where it's at right now, just to retracement, not even a parabolic, not even price discovery, is the same as basically Bitcoin's best case scenario. But from here, price discovery is a 5x, and then parabolic is about a 12x. So like basically this phase of the bull run, this is like phase 1 of the bull run, Bitcoin was the most profitable. ROI, like there's some outliers, right? But basically Bitcoin was the most profitable, and when it dipped, it had the least amount of dips. And we saw that the other day. Bitcoin dipped 10%, everything else was dipping 20, 30, 40%. During this phase of the bull run, Bitcoin was the most most profitable, which is why I was heavy in Bitcoin over here, right? During this phase, that's when you start getting your alt season. That's when Bitcoin has, people start getting into Bitcoin and you have another 1x, right? You have another 1x. Well, meanwhile, some altcoins will literally do a 20, 30, 50x during that same time frame. So for me, I was heavy in Bitcoin. I've rotated a little bit and I'll be rotating some more into altcoins.